So you're thinking about getting miracle knots but not sure what feather crochet to get? I totally understand. The market can be quite overwhelming. That's why I'm here to try all of them out for you. This one might be the most natural look I've ever achieved. So let's get into it. So if you're new to the channel, I do full step-by-step tutorials on how I do every single style. I also own a salon in Austin, Texas. So every single style that we offer, you can find it on this channel. And on today's episode of I'm a hairstylist, of course I don't have time to do my hair. This video is going to kind of look a little all over the place because I had to film it in sections because there was so much going on that day and that week. So in a nutshell, I came in that morning and I got Larisha to braid me down. I specifically asked for C-parting and I didn't want them too big and I didn't want them too small. I didn't want medium. I basically wanted a size in between medium and large, simply because the last takedown I had, it just wore me out and I just needed bigger parts, something I could work with a little easier, and I figured I could get away with it because we're working with this beautiful Burmese curly from Toyotress. If you're a veteran to the channel, I did the install technique exactly how I did the Ocean Wave bob, which was a huge hit. Everybody loved it. I still get comments and messages about it all the time, and people are just loving that look. However, it is important to note I am able to get shorter looks like a bob because my hair is on the shorter side. So here's the step-by-step. What you're going to do is take 4 or 5 pieces. You can take up to 6 if you need to. And you're going to place those at the root of your braid. I like to do the one-sided loop method. I'm going to pull that through one time, and then I'm going to pull the crochet hook through the loop and then grab one end and pull that through. Once that is secure, I'm going to pull most of the hair out of the way and I'm going to leave 3 strands and add those to my braid. Because this particular braid is really small and thin, I only needed to add the braid to one leg and continue braiding all the way down. For areas where my braids were a lot thicker, I split the hair into 3 just so that it wouldn't be like super bulky and I could braid it down easily. I'll show you exactly how to do that in the next clip. Now, in my previous videos, for looser textures, straighter textures, I would always kind of knot about an inch past my natural hair. But for curly textures and shorter looks like this, I never felt the need to knot anything. So I just braid down as far as I possibly can go and it won't unravel. Once I've got the first braid locked in, all I'm going to do is go back and fill in any spaces and crochet that through. Since I did the parts a little bit bigger this time and I had a lot of hair to work with, 250 grams or 250 strands, I doubled and tripled up the strands as I needed. I believe at this point this is only 2 packs of the hair. That's how full this hair is. And here's one demo of how I split a larger section. I did not unravel the entire braid. I started braiding about 2 inches down, and then when I got to the space where the hair split into 3, then I would split that into 3 and add those 3 strands to it. You'll also see me using product here. I only use the product on the braids themselves. I try not to get product on the actual human hair because it can get pretty sticky pretty quickly, and the only way to get it out is to wash it out, which is what I ended up having to do a couple of days later, which I'll show you in a later clip. But this is what I mean by this video is a little all over the place. I had to do this kind of in sections. So I did the braid down that morning. I had a client appointment. After my client appointment, then I sat down to do this install. Unfortunately, I ended up having to leave for an emergency, so I did not finish it entirely in this sitting. And honestly, this is kind of how this goes for most hairstylists. We just gotta get ourselves in where we can fit in. You know, sometimes it's in between clients, or sometimes it's on a road trip. Or a lot of times it's 3 a.m. knowing full blown well we have an 8 a.m. appointment to be at. At the end of the day, remember to give your hairstylist some grace. We only have 2 hands and so many hours in the day. Now fast forward a couple of days, my hair has literally been in the same bun since I left the shop that day. I was in a rush, so yes, I did get quite a bit of product on the hair, so it is a little stiff and a little sticky. So I decided today would be the day to just go ahead and give it a good wash. So one of the key things that I have learned over the last year of wearing feather crochet in and out of all these different styles is that whenever you wash the hair from its original state, it undoubtedly always relaxes the curl pattern just a tad. So you see how fluffy this hair is? It's going to relax the curl a good bit, but in the best possible way. Now, this is the first time I've ever washed a full miracle knot style. And what I did learn is that my hair is a little still too short in the back. So I did lose about 2 braids in the back because my braids unraveled in the wash. My natural hair also reverted and loosened up. So the braids I had in the top and in the front, those started to unravel a little bit as well. So if I were to go back, I probably would knot them so that they wouldn't come undone if I needed to wash the hair. I set the hair with a curling mousse and sat under my dryer for about 45 minutes, and this is the final result. And I must say, it is absolutely stunning. I am so glad that I washed the hair. It looks amazing. If I was still working in corporate America, this would have been my go-to style, hands down. The curl pattern and texture is a very close match to my own natural one, so I'm just eating this up. And I love any look that does not require leave out. Although I do want to note, I did not put those braids back in the back. So when I pulled my hair up and it still kind of had a really good texture match, I was more than satisfied. To maintain the hair daily, I just spritzed it with some water and let it air dry, and that's all I had to do for maintenance. So yeah, that completes today's video. As always, if you learned something new, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and tell a friend. Special thanks to our friends over at Toyotress for sponsoring today's video. All the information you need about this hair will be listed in the description box below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out for more videos just like this. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!